Greenwashing is when a company tells you their product is eco-friendly, but it's actually not. With so many companies going green, how can you tell if they're lying or not? The technology with cars helps us in so many ways. And now there's new pilot technology. It's called departure warning and prevention. And when you get distracted on the road, it helps you stay in the right lane. Cell phones have come a long way since the 80s. There's texting, picture taking, internet, and video. But how many of those things will you actually use or need? It's things like that to consider when looking for a new cell phone plan. 93% of adults agree that breakfast is important, but more than half don't eat it.
Still waiting to hear his car radio pull up.
Her son turned 18 just last month, but overnight he lost his life.
Always smiling, a spontaneous little laugher, and everything was funny, except for this.
Police arrested Jeremy Pendleton for stabbing Levi Lusty to death. Damon Ritchie was taken into custody for helping him. Scott Ingalls says it happened at his house when Lusty was visiting his daughter, Lusty's girlfriend.
They broke out a window over here, and then we came out to see, a broken window to see what was going on, and ended up getting into a scuffle with them.
Ingalls says he called police, but it was too late when they arrived.
It took them 9 minutes to respond from the time I called to the time they arrived. The police station is half a block away.
El Reno police haven't said why they weren't there sooner. What's more is Pendleton was just released from prison because it was overbooked.
All these people that are running around in El Reno that have warrants that they can't pick up because they don't have anywhere to put them, and a baby has to die, that it's just not right.
Ingalls says Lusty's ex-girlfriend instigated the attack.
And it's just a tragedy that this kid, over something stupid, over an ex-girlfriend, it doesn't make any sense.
He's going to be missed. He'll always be in our heart.
Every dog has its day, but for this dog, that's an understatement.
Yeah, at a hotel for 4 months, vacation.
She's laughing now, but Tawana and her husband, Jerry McElyates, will never forget this past June when flash floods pushed through Oklahoma and their dog Lacey became a stray.
My wife went to let them in, and they didn't come running in like usual. And so we went out looking for them. We put out reward signs, posters everywhere.
Didn't ever find anything, had all neighbors out looking, had my uncle out looking.
Along came the dog days of summer, but Jerry and Tawana were still dogless.
We put many miles on our trucks, many miles on my feet.
Then 4 months later, the unlikely happened.
We got a call that we had a shepherd sleeping in the back of a business, hanging out in the back of a business. She found a good spot to hang out, for sure.
Outside this hotel was Lacey, enjoying an extended stay.
It was awesome that she looked as good as she did.
She does like to eat.
It kind of gives everybody goosebumps and everybody gets teary-eyed, and she's just wiggling from head to toe, just ecstatically happy.
She's been trying to talk to us and bark. I guess it's her way of showing that she's excited to be home, and so are we.
It's not how Blanchard police thought they'd spend their day, investigating who could have possibly broken into their city's safe. Early this morning, the city clerk discovered the money inside it went missing. Officers spent the rest of the morning questioning employees and taking fingerprints. Besides there being no signs of a forced entry, the chief says he doesn't know much more about the break-in.
The only thing I can release at this point is obviously it's an ongoing investigation. It was discovered this morning, and we're in the middle of the investigation.
Or on how much is missing from the safe.
We don't have an accurate accounting as of yet.
And if it was employee-related.
We just don't know at this point. We're still in the investigative stage.
But this all comes on the heels of controversy. Last month, Blanchard officers complained they were being harassed and threatened by their chief and not being paid for overtime.
If they would do the right thing and be fair with their officers, that's all I care about. But they're not being fair. They're not being fair.
I have never threatened an officer.
The city manager and city attorney also denied the claims, but this city worker backed up the officers.
Asinine, ridiculous. They know all about them.
We tried contacting city workers again, but they say since the last report, they've been advised not to comment. As the investigation continues, Chief Lund says he'll make sure no more money will be stolen again.